but we still have 3 hours 20 minutes left. That's the river delta, Bangladesh. They have all these rivers. I don't know if the water look like this from space, but probably it does that maybe, because that's dirt from all rivers. I don't know if it look like that from space, but probably it does. You could see this blue stuff like here. This is where the river get out. I don't know. Yes, probably there's a lot of oil down here. Lot of oil there, and if there's a lot of oil here in Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, there's a lot of oil around here. Probably there's tons of oil, lot of oil here. And there, Afghanistan they have a lot of oil in the underground. Turkmenistan probably have a lot of oil, because there's been big, for millions of years ago, have been big forests all around here. Then the forest did die because of the ice age or climate change. Then all this fossil fuel is old forest, oil and gas in the underground many millions years ago. Like there could be a lot of oil below here, but I actually think they have camels. They have camels, this desert. So this desert is super big. But in Spain it's so dry. I think that's small lakes. I've been looking here before. That's some kind of, oh, that's rocks, but I think that's kind of lakes. I have looked here before. I think it's kind of, or could be rocks. But I have looked, I think that's lakes. Like this, that's a lake. That's old lakes. Well, that's maybe not any water, but there's been water here a long time ago. Probably there's no water anymore there. But there's water inside here, I think. That looks like water. This. That's Rajasthan, India, but I'm looking here many times. This desert, that's really big. Then we not really have more. Yes, we have kind of desert here too. That looks like another desert. No, that's the water I was looking at. That's kind of minerals. This one, this blue stuff, that's I don't know, natrium, phosphor, something. This is why I have these weird colors. You can see somebody is using this minerals. They're doing these lakes. You can see it there. They have some building here. They have some building here that do something with these minerals. I don't think it's lithium. It's not lithium, it's some kind of other. They have something here, could be salt. I don't think it's salt. Salt or what? I don't think it is. Natrium, phosphor, it's not salts. Could be salts. I'm not sure. But I'm looking at this before many times, not many times, but I remember looking at this. I don't know what it is, but somebody know what it is. That's the lakes I was thinking about, not the other deserts, but this desert is not the other deserts. That's the one there. We are far, I don't know how far it is, but that's long distance there. Have another desert here. They have this kind of lakes. I don't know where we are. We are in China. That's a desert in China. Wuwei, Sangui, Shuang. No, we are in China. North Korea, South Korea. And Bangkok is down there. Bangkok is there. Probably have many airports. But we're not clicking because we don't follow these flights. We are Bhopal. They had a big chemical accident in the 70s. Bhopal. There was a chemical factory was leaking, and many hundred died. Yes. So, but we have many hours left. So this is why I like, if you're not what I'm doing. But we can read a bit more on Bangkok. We can do that. I think we have power. Bangkok, continue.
Reach, including the construction of the light red grade separated commuter rail line. The entire mass rapid transit master plan in Bangkok metropolitan region consists of 8 main lines and 4 feeder lines totaling 508 kilometers, 316 mi, to be completed by 2029. In addition to rapid transit and heavy rail lines, there have been proposals for several monorail systems. Water transport. A Kelofrere express boat on the Kelofrere near Waterun, although much diminished from its past prominence, water-based transport still plays an important role in Bangkok and the immediate upstream and downstream provinces. Several water buses serve commuters daily. The Kelofrere express boat service 34 stops along the river, carrying an average of 35,586 passengers per day in 2010, while the smaller Klong Seen Seat boat service serves 27 stops on Seen Seat Canal with 57,557 daily passengers. Long-tail boats operate on 15 regular routes on the Kelofrere, and passenger ferries at 32 river crossings served an average of 136,927 daily passengers in 2010. 144. Bangkok Port, popularly known by its location as Klong Tolia Port, was Thailand's main international port from its opening in 1947 until it was superseded by the deep-sea Leen Shabang Port in 1991. It is primarily a cargo port, though its inland location limits access to ships of 12,000 deadweight tons or less. The port handled 11,936,855 tons, 13,158,130 tons, of cargo in the first 8 months of the 2010 fiscal year, about 22% the total of the country's international ports. 145, 146 airports. Suvarnabhumi Airport is home to FLIGHTRADAR Korea Thai Airways International. Bangkok is one of Asia's busiest air transport hubs. Two commercial airports serve the city, the older Don Mueang International Airport and the newer Suvarnabhumi Airport. Suvarnabhumi, which replaced Don Mueang as Bangkok's main airport after its opening in 2006, served 52,808,013 passengers in 2015, 147, making it the world's S20th busiest airport by passenger volume. This volume exceeded its designed capacity of 45 million passengers. Don Mueang reopened for domestic flights in 2007, 148, and assumed international service focusing on low-cost carriers in October 2012. 149. Suvarnabhumi is undergoing expansion to increase its capacity to 60 million passengers by 2019 and 90 million by 2021. 150. Health and education. Education. Bangkok has long been the center of modern education in Thailand. The first schools in the country were established here in the late 19th century, and there are now 1,351 schools in the city. 151. The city is home to the country's 5 oldest universities: Chulalongkorn, Thammasat, Kasetsart, Mahidol and Silpakan, founded between 1917 and 1943. The city has since continued its dominance, especially in higher education. The majority of the country's universities, both public and private, are located in Bangkok or the metropolitan region. Chulalongkorn and Mahidol are the only Thai universities to appear in the top 500 of the QS World University Rankings. 152. King Mongkut's University of Technology Thonburi, also located in Bangkok, is the only Thai university in the top 400 of the 2012 13 times higher education World University Rankings. 153. Over the past few decades, the general trend of pursuing a university degree has prompted the founding of new universities to meet the needs of Thai students. Bangkok became not only a place where immigrants and provincial Thais go for job opportunities, but also for a chance to receive a university degree. Ramkhameen University emerged in 1971 as Thailand's. The campus of Chulalongkorn University, with many red-roofed buildings and trees, many tall buildings in the background. The campus of Chulalongkorn University was surrounded by rural fields when it was established in 1917. Pathum 1 district has since become part of the Bangkok City Centre. First open university, it now has the highest enrollment in the country. The demand for higher education has led to the founding of many other universities and colleges, both public and private. While many universities have been established in major provinces, the Greater Bangkok region remains home to the greater majority of institutions, and the city's tertiary education scene remains overpopulated with non-Bangkokians. The situation is not limited to higher education, either. In the 1960s, 60 to 70% of 10 to 19-year-olds who were in school had migrated to Bangkok for secondary education. This was due to both the lack of secondary schools in the provinces and perceived higher standards of education in the capital. 154. Although this discrepancy has since largely abated, tens of thousands of students still compete for places in Bangkok's leading schools. Education has long been a prime factor in the centralization of Bangkok and will play a vital role in the government's efforts to decentralize the country healthcare. A large complex of buildings, most over 10 stories high, on the bank of a river. One bears a sign with the words Siriraj Hospital, another says Faculty of Nursing. Siriraj Hospital, established in 1888, is the oldest hospital in Thailand. Much of Thailand's medical resources are disproportionately concentrated in the capital. In 2000, Bangkok had 39.6% of the country's doctors and a physician-to-population ratio of 1:794, compared to a median of 1:5,667 among all provinces. 155. The city is home to 42 public hospitals, 5 of which are university hospitals, as well as 98 private hospitals and 4,063 registered clinics. 156. The BMA operates 9 public hospitals through its medical service department, and its health department provides primary care through 68 community health centers. Thailand's universal healthcare system is implemented through public hospitals and health centers as well as participating private providers. Research-oriented medical school affiliates such as Siriraj, King Chulalongkorn Memorial and Ramathibodi hospitals are among the largest in the country, and act as tertiary care centers, receiving referrals from distant parts of the country. Lately, especially in the private sector, there has been much growth in medical tourism, with hospitals such as Bumrungrad and Bangkok Hospital, among others, providing services specifically catering to foreigners. An estimated 200,000 medical tourists visited Thailand in 2011, making Bangkok the most popular global destination for medical tourism. 157. Crime and safety. A person pushing burning tires onto a street. Political violence has at times spilled onto the streets of Bangkok, as seen during the military crackdown on protesters in 2010. Bangkok has a relatively moderate crime rate when compared to urban counterparts around the world. 158. Traffic accidents are a major hazard. 159. While natural disasters are rare, intermittent episodes of political unrest and occasional terrorist attacks have resulted in losses of life. Although the crime threat in Bangkok is relatively low, non-confrontational crimes of opportunity such as pickpocketing, purse snatching, and credit card fraud occur with frequency. 158. Bangkok's growth since the 1960s has been followed by increasing crime rates, partly driven by urbanization, migration, unemployment and poverty. By late 1980s, Bangkok's crime rates were about 4 times that of the rest of the country. The police have long been preoccupied with street crimes ranging from housebreaking to assault and murder. 160. The 1990s saw the emergence of vehicle theft and organized crime, particularly by foreign gangs. 161. Drug trafficking, especially that of Airbus methamphetamine pills, is also chronic. 162. 163. According to police statistics, the most common complaint received by the Metropolitan Police Bureau in 2010 was housebreaking, with 12,347 cases. This was followed by 5,504 cases of motorcycle thefts, 3,694 cases of assault and 2,836 cases of embezzlement. Serious offenses included 183 murders, 81 gang robberies, 265 robberies, 1 kidnapping and 9 arson cases. Offenses against the state were by far more common, and included 54,068 drug-related cases, 17,239 cases involving prostitution and 8,634 related to gambling. 164. The Thailand Crime Victim Survey conducted by the Office of Justice Affairs of the Ministry of Justice found that 2.7% of surveyed households reported a member being victim of a crime in 2007. Of these, 96.1% were crimes against property, 2.6% were crimes against life and body, and 1.4% were information related crimes. 165